A new book called The Learning Trap details the rise and fall of Byju's. Our guest today is Pradip K Saha, who is a journalist and co-founder of the Morning Contest. Pradip, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
I leave it to you to tell our audience how Byju's became, in your words, train wreck. But I mean, there are a couple of lines that I can't resist mentioning here towards the end of your book, where you say, "Today, Byju's is an empty shell of its glorious past. It has lost the confidence of parents, students, employees, investors, and auditors." How did they achieve this feat?
At its peak, it had about 58,000 people working in the company. If you look at the numbers now, it would be in the range of about 12 to 14,000 now. The rise and fall of Byju started way back in 2005, right? 2003 was the first time he took coaching classes for CAT for his friends, right?
12 friends.
Yes. So 2003 to 2005, then 2007 he started, then 2011 when he incorporated the company as Think and Learn. From teaching CAT hopefuls to UPSC hopefuls to coming into the school segment, there has been a lot of immense hard work has gone into building this company. Yeah. To give where credit is due, Byju Raveendran actually worked very hard to reach where he was or where he reached at its peak, right?
I'm sorry, it was the first Edtech company to become unicorn.
Correct. So, yeah. So, it became a unicorn, right? So, it took 15 years for the company to reach that level. So, there is immense hard work that has gone into it.
What were the first signs that showed that Byju's was in a mess?
So, for us, I think we did our first story in March 2020 in the Morning Context. And I think warning signs were there around that time, because from my understanding, my talking to people in the company, outside the company, parents, there was a very different culture that we got to understand. I got to understand from what I had read before, because at that point in time, till that time, it was all about this company is doing so good, it has raised this many million of dollars at this valuation, this is changing the face of whatever. What is the ground reality? The money that is being raised, where is that money going? That is number one. Number two, how is it impacting the customer? Because there are two signs of a business doing well. One, the money has to go and it has to show in the business. Money should beget more money, right? The company has to go towards profit. Even if it's not profitable today, it has to find a way towards profit. 2 years down the line, it's profitable, right? That is number one. Number two, it has to create impact. Is it changing anything fundamentally? Unfortunately, on both these counts, Byju was not there.
There is one recurring acronym that you use, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Of course.
So parents came on board, investors came on board because of fear of missing out.
There is FOMO from investors, from the companies, from some parents, and then the other factor is this urge to give our children a better future. So every parent wants to give their children something that they did not have. So the idea was great, right? And when everybody started coming in, of course, it also, how you sell is also matters, right? You told parents that IIT graduates are going to come to your place to give a demo, and all these engineering graduates, like well-dressed, well-mannered, well-spoken people come to your house, give you demo, and then they pressurize parents, right? So there are multiple levels of it, right? So they will start with persuasion, then they will go in fear mongering, then they will go towards intimidation. They're like, you take this course, your child is good, he will become better. The parent will like, okay, theek hai, we will think, and they will say, okay, let me try again, and then they will ask a harder question, and the child will not be able to answer this, and then they will explain, okay, if you had known this, you could have answered this, and they will say, your child, this is 8th grade, your child can't do this, imagine what will happen in the 10th grade. So there is fear mongering, right? then if the parent is still not buying it, what kind of parent are you? Are you not worried about your child's future? So that's shaming. So, you know, there are multiple levels of making that sale happen, right? And after a point in time, a lot of parents actually crumble. They think, you know, my child might get left behind in this race if they, and you will give every possible tool to your child to succeed.
But there is another red flag that you mentioned in your book, that 3 promoters, Byju Raveendran, his wife, and his brother, they sold 25% of their holdings worth more than $400 million since 2016.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they must have shared this data, or I mean this information with MCA.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And in
so
fact,
if it was doing so well, why would promoters sell their stake?
Well, you have to ask the question to them. So
you must have asked this. You must have put these questions to investors, or
see, that is the thing, right? So when we did this story, private circle data came last year. We did the story 1 year before, when we actually got the documents from MCA, and we figured out that these much shares have been sold. We did not know how much amount at that point in time. So it was just a rough calculation from our side which we gave. But one thing that Byju, the company and its founders, they have all said that people who say bad things about us or they do criticism of us do not understand how difficult it is to grow a business. Trust me, I know. We know, all of us do. It's a very, very difficult business. Very, very difficult to make a business, right? Entrepreneurship is a hard pursuit, right? So you start small, then you become big, but from here to here, it takes a lot of work to come. Like I said in the beginning, right? It has taken immense hard work to reach where they are. In between, they have to forego a lot of things. So it is okay, and investors know it, board members know it, and they allow also for the founders to dilute a certain percentage of their shares over the period of time. But this generally is in the range of between let's say 2% to 10% range, right? So you want to sell a little bit of your stake to buy some buy assets or do whatever expenses. It is fine, and investors also encourage this. But I am surprised that nobody actually questioned when this amount of stake was diluted, 25%. I think
free mein itna hi milega. To watch the full unedited interview, you have to subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free, because we don't run advertising. All our money comes from subscribers like you, and that is how public service journalism is paid for. All the studio lights, the cameras, all that you see on our website, it all comes from subscribers. So do subscribe, click on the subscription link, watch all the interviews unedited, and pay for public interest journalism.